Clear out your voice. Repeat after me. You have to sound like Oscar the Grouch meets Cookie Monster. You need to sound like a straight guy, like revving up during sex. Ooh, you like that?
Oh my god!
Sorry, did that get you going?
Have you been having sex with straight guys?
I know you're straight. Sorry to break the news, guys.
My one character flaw.
I know. I was gonna start. Do we still start with a song?
Well, I feel like we've kind of given a type of song.
Okay, that's fine. Welcome to What the Fuck Is Happening podcast.
Yes, hello everybody.
I'm Nick.
I'm Maddie. Hello.
And this is no one else. There's no one here.
This is Nick's water bottle.
Although I will say I've got some possible guests written down that I need to talk to you about and reach out to.
How exciting.
Did you end up watching that Reacher show on Amazon Prime, the Jack Reacher show?
No. Did
you end up watching Jack Ryan?
I watched the first season, and I think I tried to watch the second season, but...
Second season was shit.
Oh, I only got like 1 or 2 episodes in, so...
Because it was shit.
It must have been.
What was the other one? There was... And that, the Chris Pratt spy show that's like Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan.
Okay, moving on.
Well, no, I'm just saying Amazon Prime, as much as they have some phenomenal content, I'm talking about like A League of Their Own. Like some incredible risk-taking shows, and then they play it safe with like the straight male shows. It's very funny to me. They have funny. 3 shows that are almost identical, which is Jack Ryan, Jack Reacher, and the Chris Pratt one.
And that one.
And they're like all the exact same plots.
Fair. Tried and true.
Yeah, but it's just like straight men are predictable.
Yeah, I mean, we've been new. Period. There's
like a new one on Netflix coming out that's the same as well. I think it's called like The Recruit or something.
Oh, hey! I saw the trailer for that.
Noah Centineo.
Yeah.
How do you
say
his
show?
Name?
Or is it a movie?
It's a show.
Shit, really?
Yeah. Well, whether or not it has the substance to like be a show.
Yeah.
Like all these MCU shows, they should actually just be movies. I don't know if it's like that. How do you say his name?
Centino.
Righto.
I don't know.
I actually
really
do think that looks
much.
good. I'm excited for that.
It does kind
I
of
feel
look
like
a vibe.
Noah Centineo is one of those celebrity crushes that I feel bad for having.
Because he's trash?
I don't think he's a bad person or anything. I feel like it's
like... I don't think he's a bad person either, but he definitely... Or maybe it's just the characters that he's been playing recently, but he definitely is giving, like, only has one brain cell vibes, Himbo.
It's kind of hot, though.
Himbo vibes. It's not hot, but,
Himbo vibes, total
my competency kink is, like, pretty strong, so...
So you need, like, an astrophysicist.
Exactly. That's the only thing that does
like
it
that
for
bachelor
me.
I was talking about the other day, the Dr. Matt. He was the Bachelor Australia, like, 5 years ago. And he's, like, hot and, like, a super scientist.
Wow. Super sieentist?
If I knew him, I would set you guys up.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And then you could break up with him and become the Bachelor at a later point.
My God, my reality TV career is taking off.
You're in your reality TV era. So Taylor Swift is in trouble this week.
This was one of my things!
Well, I kind of figured, but no. So I don't even want to talk about that yet.
Okay.
What I want to talk about is the fact that I feel bad for her with this tour called the Eras Tour. Because when she comes to Australia, everyone's going to be calling it the Eras Tour.
Right.
Instead of the Eras Tour.
And?
In an Australian accent, it sounds like error, like mistake. Say error and error.
Well, they are the same thing, but who cares?
Say what it's called when you make a mistake.
Error.
And say the title of the Midnight's tour.
The Eras Tour.
Correct. So when Miss Swift comes to Australia, she's going to think that we're all, like, shitting on her.
I don't think
and bullying her.
No.
Because she's going to be like, hey, guys, welcome to my Eras Tour. That was, I don't know where that tour came from. Eras Tour. There we go.
And
we're going to be like, Eras. And she's going to be like that, I feel bullied, I'm going to leave the country, I'm going to cancel the other 4 shows.
Sometimes I'm like, wow, Nicholas is a normal person. And then other times things like this happen. And I'm like, wow, Nicholas is fucking balls to the wall, batshit crazy.
What's the percentage? What's the ratio?
50-50.
Okay. It's giving balance. It's giving equality. Hashtag feminism.
Got it.
Hashtag not all men. What did I see? I saw a TikTok the other day that was like,
Am I going to have to mute
just
your
a reminder
again?
that it's World Men's Day or something.
Oof.
And they were like, just a reminder that it's World Men's Day. So when it comes around to like March next year and it's World Female Day, World Girl Lady Day. What's it called?
International Women's Day.
International Women's Day. Girl Lady Day. International Girl Lady Women Female Day. When it comes around to that, I don't want to hear any men saying, where's International Men's Day? Because it's today.
So fair.
Period.
And that's it. Okay, moving on.
Well, what's the elephant in the room this week is that this episode's going to be different because, spoiler alert, there's like an extra 30-minute review tagged onto the end.
Yeah, that Chelsea and I recorded after going to see Black Adam.
Yeah.
Because we were so enraged that we were like, let's share our thoughts with the world.
And that makes me... Am I going to watch it, like listen to it, even though I've not watched the movie? Absolutely. Is it going to ruin my experience of the movie? Maybe.
No. No, it's not. Because there was like one major kind of plot twist, but we didn't even talk about it in the review, so...
One major plot... What was the major plot twist? Oh, don't say it now, then. And usually we would release review episodes separately, but Black Adam's been out for like a month, so I feel like
we're just going to tag it on.
Kind of no point in releasing it separately.
Yeah.
But with this coming Wednesday, we will have a review for a movie.
Will we? Oh, that's right.
Before it even comes out.
My good. Us doing
I know.
that?
I feel as though we're like proper... like we're at a media event, like the press.
That's so exciting.
We are the press. When in reality we just won tickets to an advanced screening.
And by we, he means him. Nicholas wins tickets to advanced screenings all the time.
Yeah. And now that we review separately, I feel like we can take advantage of that. And then in 6 months' time, they'll see all of our reviews coming out before the movie, and they'll be like, well, we may as well just put this podcast on the press list, the media kit. So then I'll be able to go to the review screenings.
I mean, okay. I'm down for that.
I'm positive.
We'll be amongst our people. I feel positive as well. Okay, we're going to go fast, so...
Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta go fast.
Well, we do have to go fast because, spoiler alert for our days, we have a Twilight party that we're going to. And a Twilight party, I mean, it's at my house and it's just me and Nick and Chelsea and we're going to be watching Twilight. And it's going to be really fun, but we have to get there, so...
That's sad.
We are...
Calling it a party.
It's a party for us.
So, for listeners and viewers, there's a, what are they called? Pop
filter.
Pop filters? That sounds like one of those pretentious people who doesn't listen to pop music.
Oh, my God.
They're like, I'm going to put on shuffle, but I'm going to put the pop filter on so that I only get indie and alternative music.
Is this a new tech platform? Should you make that? Should you patent that idea?
Wait, should we take on Spotify and Apple Music?
Yes.
With what capital?
We don't need to. You can just, I don't know, we'll take a loan, start the platform, and then go from there.
That sounds so easy. Anyway, there's these new pop filters. And one, my intrusive thoughts can't tell me to deep throat the microphone because it's too big.
That's what she said.
For some of us, maybe it won't stop Maddie.
As a straight woman.
But now we can like pat the microphones and you can ASMR it.
I just don't know about that. But okay, so moving on. Oh my God,
of
Nicholas.
The lady her job is like ASMR videos and shit.
Yeah.
And she has a son.
No.
Who she sometimes brings in to like play games and stuff.
And he like screams. Yeah, yeah.
When I tell you, if I'm depressed, I will put one of those videos on, cackle for 15 minutes, and then everything is right in the world.
So fair.
It's like that or like a video of an old person falling over.
I saw one of a kid the other day. It was so fucking funny. They were going down a hill on like a rug. And that rug got like, they were like, it was like a, I don't know, it was like indoor, there wooden floor going down a hill. And his foot like got caught on the edge of the rug and the rug got pulled out from under him, but he went forwards. He fucking slammed into the ground. It made the biggest noise. It was so funny.
I mean, I feel bad to admit it, but that made me a little bit happy.
So fair. I'll see if I can find the video.
It's like those videos of the adults who get on the carnival slides.
Yeah, yes, it's exactly
like,
what it was like.
Poof!
Yep.
Instead of like the curve, they just poof. You know?
I do.
You know the poof?
Yeah.
I've heard of poof.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah. Isn't that an Ariana Grande song?
No. Should we just talk about Taylor Swift because she's already been brought up?
Get into it, yeah. Get into it.
So this week, Taylor Swift
Doja
released... Cat. Oh, my God.
It's Doja Cat.
Taylor Swift released, the tickets for...
I want to give full context.
I am.
Because this week's been a mess of pop culture.
Yes, we're starting with Taylor Swift, though.
No, yes, I know. But I need to give the context of all the stuff we're going to talk about because there's like
a chunk
of things that happen.
We have never done that before.
No, but I have audio visuals.
Okay, fine.
Well, not really audio
Do I need
visuals,
to
just visuals,
attach?
no.
Okay, cool.
No, okay, so Pop Crave, the Twitter account that like aggregates all pop culture news, if you couldn't tell, tweets out a weekly this week's news. And this week's news was
wild.
A doozy. So we've got Twitter's on the brink of collapse.
That was one of my things.
Trump announces his 2024 election bid.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Ticketmaster cancels public on sale for Taylor Swift's Eras tour.
Yeah.
Eras? I feel bad
doesn't
saying
matter.
it.
Who cares?
Taylor
Everyone
Swift
knows.
might care. I don't want to feel like I'm bullying.
She's not listening to this.
Anyway, Ellen Pompeo, the titular Grey of Grey's Anatomy, is leaving.
Surely that means they're going to cancel it.
It's like very much an ensemble piece now. It's not about her.
I mean, I really feel like it should have ended 10 years ago anyway, but...
See...
Sorry, I don't care. Moving on.
Well, no, I can say my thing and then we're done with that topic.
Okay, fine.
But the last two things are Nancy Pelosi steps down from Democratic leadership and world population reaches 8 billion.
Yes.
It's a lot to unpack.
The only article I saw about that population thing was someone being like, the world is now at 8 billion. Soon we'll hit a decline that we won't be able to reverse. I was like, okay, capitalist freaks, calm the fuck down.
Well, that's what I said. I was talking about it with Mum. And I was like, yeah, we hit 8 billion the other day. And she was like, geez. And I was like, yeah, but the good thing is the models are showing that Gigi Hadid's like the point. The models are showing that the
by the end of the century.
Procreation, what's that called? Birth rate. Procreation. I feel like a Christian. The birth rate is slowly declining. And by like 2053 or something, it will have slowed down to like a manageable rate.
Yeah, well, we're not supposed to hit 10 billion until basically 2050 now, which is pretty slow considering in 2005 it was 5 billion and now we're at 8. Yeah, so we're not supposed to hit 10 billion until 2050 and then by the end of the turn of the century our population will be declining. So
Good Lord.
I know, fucking finally. I mean, actually, just as a side note, interestingly, because I've been talking about it so much recently, a large reason, I mean, obviously a lot of people don't want to have kids these days because they can't afford them, but also a huge reason why the birth rate is declining is because so many women are infertile now.
Oh, from the pill and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, general, yeah.
But like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I know.
And also just because people don't want to have kids born into this world.
No, exactly.
I feel like...
Disgusting. Everyone's self-aware now.
A little, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, moving on from that bad news.
So from that bad news to the Ellen Pompeo leaving Grey's Anatomy news.
Yes.
As someone who's watched it until last season.
Okay.
And the only reason I didn't watch the season before last is because it was the COVID season and we were in the middle of COVID and I didn't want to be watching COVID stuff.
So fair.
In the middle of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're still in COVID, but whatever. My personal take on her leaving and the show ending and all of this stuff is that I think she probably should have left the show 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But my hot take is that I think Grey's Anatomy should have ended as a show.
It's season 10?
No, at season like 15 or whatever. It's still good. Like the show itself is still good. It's just like an ensemble cast now, so it's not even really about...
I feel like the thing is that when you get to a point like this, like you almost... No.
I know, because it's important.
Fine.
And then you can voice... I think it should have ended and they should have launched a spin-off.
Yeah.
More of a sequel series, I would say, that followed a lot of that ensemble cast and some new interns and stuff and kind of brought it back to its roots of following the interns.
Yeah, the new people.
Yeah.
The surgical residents, are they called?
Yeah. So I think it should have had a sequel series called like Memorial great, whatever it is, you know.
No, I totally
Seattle
agree,
Grace, Mercy
because
West,
what I was going to
Graceland
say
Memorial.
was that when you get to a point, when you get to this point, it actually puts people off from starting from the beginning. People don't start the show because they're like, I'm not going to watch 20 fucking seasons.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
I would agree with that usually, but I feel like now that point's kind of irrelevant because of COVID. Because in 2020 and 2021, all these old shows or shows that had 20 seasons, suddenly people had the time to watch the backlog.
I mean, I guess that's true, but we're out of COVID
if you
now.
look it up and stuff, there's like a whole new millions of fans of Grey's Anatomy who are just getting into it, you know? Same with like Survivor, stuff like that.
Interesting. Well, Amazon is just about to put the whole backlog of Neighbours on, and they're going to start the new season again.
That's a point that I have on there for later.
Oh, okay. Well, bro, we have 15 minutes left.
15 minutes.
Okay, my first thing, which is small, which wasn't one of my things, Chris Hemsworth, did you see?
He's got the Alzheimer's gene.
Yeah. So he said he's going to take a step back from acting. He's going to take a bit of a break, which is very sad for him.
Yeah.
But
then I read that
pop culture news.
That's not farting. That's my phone case.
Thanks for pointing it
out. He is fine.
Yes.
And like should be for a long while.
Yes.
And like hopefully the chances of him getting actual Alzheimer's quite low. They're still low but higher than normal.
Yeah, yes.
And I think the real point is that he's taking time off to spend time with his family, which I don't think he's done since Marvel.
No, I don't think so either.
So I do think it's probably good for him anyway.
I'm finding out how much of an actual increased risk he has.
It's really light, upbeat topic.
Well, I think it's really interesting.
Do you ever get fluff on your like phone camera from your pockets? Girls don't have pockets. Never mind.
Iconic. Oh, goodness. Why doesn't it say? It keeps saying how likely you are to even have the gene, but it doesn't say how much increased risk. I mean, look, I feel like if he's only just found out, I can totally understand.
You just told me to hurry up and now you're spending minutes
researching.
I'm
sorry, I can't see it on there. I really thought it was just going to immediately pop up. Yeah, I feel like I can really understand why, if he's just found out, I can understand why he'd be like, oh, I'm just going to take a break because I feel like it'll take him a little bit of time to come to terms with all of it.
Totes.
Particularly, it's really funny actually how, I've seen, some videos of people and they're like, but this doesn't mean he's going to get it. Why does he need to take a break from acting? I'm like, maybe just have some sympathy for a second. Just sit back and take a think about what that kind of news is like.
Yeah, imagine
of course, it doesn't mean he has
things.
it, right? I know. Healthy ways of coping? My God, can't imagine. Yeah. So anyway, interesting news.
We wish him the best.
We do.
All the health.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about Taylor in a sec.
Okay.
Grindr is officially on the New York Stock Exchange.
That's so funny.
It's now makes enough profit and is big enough that
iconic
can be publicly traded.
Wow,
which is hilarious.
That is iconic. Good on them.
Capitalist gaze.
Perfect.
Love to see it.
Love to see it.
Talking of capitalists.
Okay.
Taylor.
Elon Musk. Oh. That's so funny.
Jinkies. Taylor, sweetie, I'm so sorry. That's really awkies.
That is really awkward. But you know what?
First we criticised her tour name and now we're calling her Elon.
The thing is that I think she should take this into consideration.
Iconic. Well, see, the thing with calling Taylor Swift a capitalist is I feel like she would cop to it.
Oh, sure.
Because of the amount, her having 4 albums to make a clock and to sell the clock thing was a capitalist move through and through. She could have done just a clock piece that fit on a single vinyl. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing.
No, absolutely. I also think it was a little bit contributes to more records sold, which means more records.
Oh, no, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was that and, yeah.
And money, yeah.
It was absolutely for the records.
But, yeah, so, look, Taylor, I think it's been really interesting watching the backlash. Wait, context, do you explain what's happening? There's a tour.
So, basically, Taylor Swift announced a tour. Before tickets even went on pre-sale, she announced an extra 17 shows. There's, like, a ton. She's going from literally, like, I think late February, early March to, like, September.
Yeah. There's,
and that's
like,
just the US.
50-something shows, yeah.
That's just the US. And, basically, she partnered up with, like, Ticketmaster, which, I mean, you have to partner up with someone to sell your tickets.
In the US, it's, like, the only ticket seller.
Yeah, and in the US, Ticketmaster and Live Nation, the two major ticket retail companies, merged in the 90s.
Yes.
And now have a monopoly, essentially. So you kind of have to go with them, otherwise you're not going to sell tickets. And they also own, like, half of the concert venues in America or something.
Whack.
So if you want to perform at any of them, you have to go through them.
Interesting.
But basically, she's selling her tickets through there, and for anyone who bought an album or signed up for the pre-sale as a Taylor Swift fan, got access to Swift Tix.
Yes.
Which was essentially just a pre-sale code for
Yes.
Midnight Tour tickets. And come Wednesday the 15th of November...
Chaos reigns.
Yeah, chaos reigned. Basically, it was a mess. The
was a mess.
website broke.
Well, Ticketmaster claimed that there were, like, more than 3 billion people trying to access the site, but that fucking math doesn't add up for me.
9 billion. 9 million.
Did they? What? I swear to God. Okay, that's fair. I believe you.
It was 9... Basically, okay, so they said they had 9 million people trying to buy tickets. Mind you, this is 9 million people who had Swift Tix pre-sale access.
Yes.
I don't think the math is mathing. So typically for pre-sale tickets, they would maybe do, like, what, 20% of the tickets?
Yeah.
And then on the general on sale the next day, they would, or 2 days later, it was meant to be like the Visa MasterCard pre-sale the day after. Basically, on sale is when most of the tickets would go through. But basically, they had 9 million people sign up for SwiftTix pre-sale codes, knowing full well that they only had...
Way less than that.
Well, okay, for context, the Ticketmaster CEO said that the 9 million people that tried to get tickets would have filled 900 stadiums.
Well, yeah, so this is the thing. So I saw someone else doing the maths and they were like, the 2.5 million tickets that Taylor said has been sold, because she's made an announcement today on Instagram, that is all the tickets that there actually would be. They were like, they did the maths of the stadiums.
They
like,
literally,
that's it.
No, they basically ended up having to allocate literally the entire, every other pre-sale and the general on sale to the SwiftTix Wednesday pre-sale.
Yes.
Which is, one, a massive no-no, and two, I feel like they've just burned some business bridges because the Visa MasterCard pre-sale was the next day.
I mean, I'd like to think that's true, but I highly doubt it considering they're a monopoly.
Yeah, true. But so basically, yeah, people are saying, how was this not better organized? How is it that scalpers were getting tickets and then selling tickets in the mosh pit for literally $12,000?
Bro, okay, they actually did dynamic pricing, which would have been approved by Taylor on Ticketmaster.
Oh.
Which means those tickets that, by the way,
they
some
weren't scalper
tickets,
tickets.
they were not scalper tickets.
Oh.
Some of those tickets were going for $90,000, and that was through Ticketmaster, just because they were in such high demand.
How is there not?
How is that possible? I know, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's fucking insane.
See, I was about to say that.
I mean, I'm sure scalpers still have done that and are selling them for insane prices.
But that's... Oh, I didn't realize that. That's even worse.
Well, this is one of the major reasons why people are really upset with Taylor, is because dynamic pricing is something that an artist can opt in or out of.
Yeah.
So she has to have signed... Her and her team have to have signed off on that happening. And so people are like... Sorry, you're going to let people pay $90,000 for a ticket? Like, yeah.
Why would she not think that through?
I know.
Unless the modeling they gave her for demand was showing, $8,000 tickets. Not $90,000 tickets.
Very, very. I mean, to be fair, the $90,000 I've only seen in one instance. There are a couple instances where I've seen $50,000 tickets. I don't know if that's like every single stadium across the country ended up having tens of thousands of dollars for one single ticket, but that is some instances that has happened. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, on the announcement on like the thing that Taylor released on Instagram.
It took her 3 days to put out a statement.
I know, the statement, that's the word I was looking for.
It did take her 3 days. And
yeah.
On that statement that she finally raised, she didn't take any responsibility. She basically just said, I'm really pissed off at Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
They assured me they could handle it.
Yes.
So basically she was addressing the fact that the website broke and everyone had to reline up for
yeah.
tickets. But she's not addressing the fact that, what I now know, I guess, she was willing to let her fans pay
exorbitant amounts of money. Well, again, that's why everyone's
exploitative
so
amounts of money.
It's really
after getting them to buy 4 vinyls and
yeah.
4 CDs.
Yeah.
Because I was conflicted on this in the first place when I thought it was scalpers doing that.
Yeah.
But now that I have new knowledge, I'm like, oh, God. Because my original thought process was this is mostly on Ticketmaster for not being able to handle it, knowing that they had pre-sale. They given out pre-sale codes to 9 million people, knowing they could only fill 2.5 million seats for the entire tour. I thought that was on Ticketmaster, and that I just felt bad for everyone involved that you know, so many Taylor Swift fans were missing out in such a brutal way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and you know, the ticket prices, if they're like a few $100s for the basic seating, whatever. We know Taylor's a capitalist. We know that. Yeah. And as her fans, I know that we're willing to pay for what she wants to sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, she's got $45 Christmas ornaments out at the moment, and there's like 15 of them, and people are buying all of them.
Oh my God.
Like $1,000 on Christmas ornaments, Taylor Swift ones. And I'm like, even that's still okay, because I'm like,
yeah, that's a choice.
It's kind of her relationship with her fans is that she knows she wants to give them opportunity to have all this stuff, and she wants them to have that experience of having the opportunity to buy all this stuff.
Well, I think specifically when you think about stuff
and the fans
like
are willing to pay.
Well, this is the thing.
So it's not really an issue.
I'm not personally going to buy Christmas ornaments and 4 records because I just don't want to spend my money on that. But other people who do, like, you do you, I guess, you know?
Yeah, and it's good that she gives that opportunity, I guess, because that's the.
I don't know if I would say good personally.
I mean,
I'm just like,
you know
it's
what
like
I mean.
there.
It's like
neutral.
It's for the fans that want to, which is a lot of them. They have the opportunity to
it exists
engage with that
as an option.
But no, this dynamic pricing thing, that alone, I think, is pretty damning.
Yeah. Well, I'm
kind of shocked she didn't acknowledge that.
It's really not great. It's really not great. Again, which is why I think people are pretty understandably pissed off about the whole thing, specifically at Taylor, because I think, you know, at first there was a lot of people being like, oh, Ticketmaster, they've done the wrong thing. And then everyone's been like, no, wait a second. Well, Taylor did some fucked up things in the process here.
Because I had a question written down, and that was because I saw heaps and heaps of Taylor Swift fans on TikTok and Twitter basically being like, hey, as like a diehard Swiftie who will purchase the 15 ball balls that cost $40 each, it feels really shitty when the person that you admire so much is just treating you like a wallet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, Taylor Swift has such an intense parasocial relationship with her fans, and it's because she actively encourages it. Her relationship with her fans, she's like, she makes it out as if they're ride or die. But the reality of the situation is they're not friends. Taylor, this is her job, is to make songs and make money from it. So, of course, she's going to do whatever she wants to do in order to make as much money as she can. Like, I think there's like a really – like, is it shit? Obviously it's shit, but she doesn't actually – it's not her job to make sure that all of her fans can come to her shows, because if that was the case, then she could just do them for free in a mall. You know what I mean? She's not going to do that.
I mean, yeah, I mostly agree with that, but I would also say that as an artist, she has a level of she needs to have a level of respect for the people who have given her the career. I
totally agree with that, to be honest. I actually really do agree with that, but I feel like that's almost like in an ideal world type of thing. It's like we want our artists to have respect for us, but I mean, why would they? You know? Like, why would they not just make
she
money?
She does go off in the press about how she's grateful for her fans because they're the ones, that's the only reason she's even able to have a singing career is because of her fans kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of like...
Well, it almost doesn't really match up.
I've never really seen, I will say, stan culture. I've never seen standums critique their idol in this way. Like, I've never seen anyone have, like, a reasonable discussion about what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, with Nicki Minaj, if she was talking about the vaccines, the Barbs were going crazy defending her and saying all this stuff. And usually with Taylor, it's the same.
Yeah.
But in this one instance, I don't think I've ever seen fans
upset
and hurt.
I think people have been really pissed off already because of the vinyl situation with the selling the 4 vinyls and all of the multiple announcements of...
I did see people were a little upset that they purchased Midnight's all 4 vinyls and then found out that there was a second edition.
Yes.
The 3 a.m. edition.
Yeah.
That they'd have to purchase again.
Anyway, we have to move on in conversation, but look, it's super fucked up. I absolutely do not think this should have happened. I absolutely think she should have had more respect for her fans and opted out of dynamic pricing
I think that's
at the absolute fucking least.
Yeah, I think that's just it, is if she had have opted out at dynamic pricing.
But I also understand that just because I think that doesn't mean that's actually the type of person she is. You know?
No, I don't agree with that. I think that there was no situation in which dynamic pricing was ever going to work for an artist this big.
No,
and I do
not.
think it does still fall on Ticketmaster, a lot of it, that they should have seen 9 million people wanting to get 2.5 million tickets.
Yeah.
And said, hey, the dynamic pricing is going to be $90,000.
Yeah.
Should we limit it? Should we turn it off? So I think it's shared blame, but I think on an emotional level, it hurts for the Taylor fans.
Yeah. That
Taylor kind of didn't look out for them in this situation.
Yes, that's fair.
And then in every other way, it's kind of Ticketmaster's fault, and they're fucking idiots.
That's fair.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
The one optional thing about this was the dynamic pricing option, and that was a Taylor decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. So we don't get cancelled by Swifties.
Okay, yeah, so there's been a retraction.
Yeah, it's now being claimed that Taylor didn't allow for dynamic pricing, so disregard anything for the past 10 minutes of what we just said about dynamic pricing. We still believe that about dynamic pricing, just not that Taylor did it, because she didn't, right?
Yeah. I mean, if she actually didn't do it.
Yeah, that's true. We're still, like, literally the Department of Justice is investigating.
Really?
Yeah. So,
oh my God.
We will find out, but for now it seems like she didn't allow dynamic pricing. It was just all fucked up, the system and everything. Anyway.
There's definitely chili flakes on here.
Interesting.
Elon Musk.
I don't really have anything to say.
I mean, aside from apparently we're about to witness the downfall of Twitter in real time, which I'm excited to see, so.
Yeah. Well, just this morning he reinstated.
Oh, did he?
All, like, the most controversial Twitter ones. And so, like, Jordan Peterson's and...
Donald Trump's.
What's the... Andrew Tate? They all got reinstated on Twitter.
Whack.
And he's announced that no longer will they be stopping and deleting harassment and stuff.
Interesting.
He's basically said the new Twitter rule going forward is free speech, but not reach speech.
The fuck does that mean?
Essentially, it means, hey, you can call any gay person pasting a picture with their partner a faggot, or tell them to kill themselves, faggot, die, bitch. And we won't delete it. You're allowed to say that. That's all good and well. But we'll put it at the bottom of the stack of replies.
Whack.
So if there's 3 replies, they get put in 3rd place instead of 1st.
Wild.
So basically they're just
Everyone go and bully Elon Musk is what I'm hearing.
They're just making it, what did they say? They said deprioritizing hate speech and stuff. And I'm like, so for the people who post for their family and friends a photo of them and their boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's like 3 comments.
Yeah.
And one of them's still going to be hate, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's pretty fucked up. It is pretty fucked up. I really, really hope that Twitter's days are numbered for a variety of reasons. I don't know how realistic it is that that's the case. Just because it's a social media platform and Elon Musk is one of the richest men in the world, I absolutely can see him getting bailed out and this situation getting bailed out.
No, totally. I think that there's going to be a couple of days maybe where it's out.
Yeah.
for a few hours, but I don't think it's going to actually collapse or shut down.
I really, really hope so.
I think there will be some kind of takeover.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way. And Elon Musk is personally liable for $25 billion in loans. There is absolutely no way that man is going to have to declare bankruptcy even with that amount of money. Like, it's just not going to happen. He absolutely is going to get bailed out. So anyway, that sucks.
Stupid.
For the rest of us. What was the other thing?
Trump, but I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, fuck him. The one shining light of that whole situation was the New York Post making their announcement by saying the bottom of their front page, Florida man makes announcement, as opposed to
president.
I know, so fucking funny. That shit
and that's
lit me up inside.
It's insider knowledge that he reads like 4 papers a day. And that's which is hilarious.
Fucking fantastic. Good on you, New York Post. Okay, my other thing that's just happened a few hours ago.
Oh, God.
Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles have reportedly broken up.
I saw that.
Truly.
I mean, speaking of numbered days, they were kind of... I feel like there wasn't always an expiration date.
Absolutely. I think the timing of it, though, is so fucking funny. It really...
Please explain.
Makes it seem like it was a PR relationship, this timing.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, totally.
Like it really, really does, which is...
Yeah, it's giving Sean and Camilla.
It really, really is.
We're not going to break up until you make Senorita #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll keep a lookout on that story.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep a lookout on that story.
Yeah.
I have a couple of deeper topics that we'll just save for next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Clue?
No.
From like the 80s?
No.
It was based on the board game Cluedo.
Okay.
We call it Cluedo here. In America, it's Clue.
Really?
It's like a mystery comedy, murder mystery.
That's a vibe.
It is really, really great.
Okay.
It's so silly and fun and great, and I think you should watch it. I think you'll like it.
Is that the whole thing?
That's the whole thing. I just wanted to recommend.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it's getting a remake.
No, well, it is. Ryan Reynolds is doing a remake, but
there you go. Huh?
I don't know how that could be like 5 years away.
That's fair.
Which one's
that? I understand. He's Deadpool. I remembered.
Well, you said which is that? I
which
didn't
one's
realize
that? Yeah.
Which Ryan?
Yeah.
That's iconic.
Sorry.
You mentioned Neighbours is coming back.
Yes.
I guess.
And they're doing a new, they've renewed it.
They're rebooting it.
Yeah.
Well, they're not. Can you call it a reboot if it's been less than 12 months?
No, it's just a new season.
Like, it's literally coming back on TV within 12 months of its cancellation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a power move. I want to say, this is such a wild and weird move of Amazon. But I kind of love it.
It is odd, but it's a vibe.
Right? I kind of love the fact that they're investing in this niche Australian soap opera that's been on for 30 years. I think that's kind of hilarious.
It
and
is
iconic.
kind of hilarious.
I think it's, I don't know. There's something heartwarming about that, which is not something I can say about Bezos often.
That's really fair.
Does that make sense?
It absolutely does make sense.
It's just so random.
It's so random. Absolutely, Amazon had a bigger budget and they were like, how do we spend this money? I know. This Australian show was on air for 30 years. That seems safe.
It was, I don't know. I think it's cool. And I'm happy for all the people who
get their jobs back.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I've got my What the Fuck of the Week ready.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't, but you can go.
My What the Fuck of the Week this week is an actual What the Fuck of the Week. I'm like, what the fuck, why didn't you listen to me 6 weeks ago? If you will recall, about a month before the release of the TV show The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself.
Ah, yes.
Based on the book trilogy, the Half-Bad book trilogy.
Yes.
I went on a rant on this TV show saying, I love this book trilogy so much, and I think this TV show looks great, and I'm excited for it, and I can't wait. The casting's awesome. Fuck yeah. And I was so excited. And then I said, but they've changed the name from Half-Bad to The Bastard Son, ampersand, the devil himself.
Uh-huh.
And I had issues with this because I thought, one, it makes it hard to search for on Netflix.
Yes.
2, it makes it hard to advertise publicly because it has profanity in the title. 3, you can't hashtag it because it has an ampersand, so people aren't going to know whether they should be doing hashtag the bastard son, hashtag the devil himself, or hashtag the bastard son and the word,
yeah,
the devil himself. And I think it's a bad move, and I think it's misrepresentative, and that was 3 weeks before the show came out. Mm-hmm. It's now 3 weeks since the show released.
Mm-hmm. And they've changed the name.
And 2 days ago, they fucking changed the name. To half bad, the bastard son of the devil himself.
Oof.
And I'm like... And the worst part is the show's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The show's really, really fucking good.
It's a bit awkward.
And I'm like...
It's a bad move.
It's Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey again.
Yeah. No, it's a bad move. It's a really bad move.
It's a good product, but the title just fucked it over completely.
Yeah.
And I'm just really disappointed because they're trying to rebrand it almost a month after release.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's too late. If you had have just done it before release, we would at least have gotten some more marketing.
Yeah. No, it's a bad move.
And I love the show so much, and I'm so sad. My only, hope is that because this is a Netflix UK production, their standards for renewal aren't as high as the Netflix US.
That's fair.
Productions, so they don't have to have Stranger Things and Squid Game levels
of
viewing hours. They just have to have Heartstopper viewing levels because the budget's also lower.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping there's enough viewership and a low enough budget that I can get 2 more seasons because I really, really love it.
That's fair.
And it's not on the actors and creatives.
So fair.
That they fucked up the marketing.
Absolutely correct.
But this whole what the fuck of the week is just me saying...
They should have listened to me earlier.
I told you so.
Okay, my what the fuck of the week is yesterday we were in our group chat, me, Nicholas and Chelsea. Nicholas says, tomorrow, everyone, when I see you in person, which is now today as we were recording, I want to see your screen time.
Oh, yeah.
I said, okay. Took a screenshot, sent it. Nicholas said...
So, stop there.
No.
You've already disregarded what I said. I said, tomorrow when I see you, I want to see your screen time.
Oh, my God.
And what did she do?
She immediately... I was like, I don't care. I have nothing to hide. It's because Nicholas was like, I'm embarrassed about how much time I spend on TikTok. I was like, yeah, that's embarrassing for you. But I only spend 2 hours a week or 4 hours with both phones, and I do it for work. And then I was like, though, to be fair, I spent 8 hours on AO3 this week, so, you know.
Correct. I said, hold us a second. Send the whole report.
You did not. I just screenshot it and sent it.
No.
You said, you did say you have 2 phones. Anyway.
No, and I said.
Oh my God, stop interrupting me.
No, because you sent just the TikTok stuff, and I said, ma'am.
That's a lie.
That's because you spend all your time on Archive of Our Own, Discord, and Tumblr.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
true.
said, false. Here's my proof. I was only correct about Archive of Our Own.
That's true. That's fair.
Absolutely
all that happened. Anyway, long story short, I said, Nicholas, send me yours. I want to see. And he said, no.
I said no.
I said, Chelsea, send yours. And she said,
no.
I was like,
we're following the rules.
What the fuck?
I stand by it. I'll show it to you later today when we're all together.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
You're not going to show. I'll report back next week.
Do I plan on disclosing that to the public? No.
Well, I will.
Because that's what we call embarrassing. And that's what we call, there's a reason why my fingers hurt sometimes.
I won't share, but if you don't tell me what your screen time is, I absolutely am going to publicly shame you next week.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
So,
just because you broke the rules.
Oh my God. I'm sorry that I was just so willing to share everything I do with my phone.
If you were a man, you would send dick pics without asking.
I probably would.
I'd be like, what? It's all about the love, man. I just wanted you to make sure, know that I was into you.
I absolutely.
You did this to me. You made me hard.
I absolutely have sent titty pics to people without them asking. So,
Yeah.
the equivalent.
And I did sue her.
Obviously.
I was scarred.
Okay, all right.
Everyone follow the podcast. Follow Maddie. Follow Nick on TikTok and Twitter and shit. Maybe not Twitter. Who knows what that's happening with.
Okay.
All the links are down below.
As always.
And thank you so much for
listening to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast. A review episode where I have Chelsea. Fuck Nicholas.
Fuck Nicholas. I'm sorry. We love you, Nicholas.
We do, in theory, love you, but tonight we ditched you and we went and saw Black Adam.
Woo.
And it was so bad that I said to Chelsea, please, may we spend 10 minutes just talking shit about this movie? And she said, yes.
Yes, well, we have to.
We really, wow.
Yeah. In the same
really
way
do.
that Black Panther was so good, we had no notes.
Yeah.
This was so bad, we have many notes, and then we need them to be heard.
Oh, do we need them to be heard? Okay, so literally let's just go straight into it. Let's start with, okay, I want to say, as I said to you in the car, I have exactly one thing that I liked about the movie.
Yep.
Everything else was shit.
Yep.
But the one thing that I vibed with, obviously, as always, major spoilers for the film, so.
Big spoilers, but save yourself the time.
It's really true. Just listen to us talk about it for 10 minutes. Don't waste 2 hours. Okay, one thing I liked about the film, I kind of vibed with Black Adam's characterization. I was kind of vibing with a more morally grey superhero. It was not nuanced at all.
No.
Like, they didn't do it well.
No, and like I feel like they've delved a lot more into morally grey and, you know, like focusing on how the collateral damage and all of that that superheroes create. This was just...
Yeah. It was very on the nose.
Yes.
Like, I vibed with the concept, and as I said to you in the car, I was like, yeah, him just killing men to protect this one lady, hot.
Sexy.
That's sexy. That was sexy. Yeah. You know, but the rest of it, I don't know. Like, it was just straight up. They were like, sometimes heroes have got to do bad things, or just like,
I couldn't even tell you what the message was. No one learnt anything.
No. No. As Chelsea said, she was like, wow, I love how much of a character arc there was in that movie. That was sarcasm, by the way, for those of you who couldn't pick that up.
Yeah, because what were they, the Justice Society?
Stop it!
Came in and were like, Black Adam, you got to stop killing people. And he was like, no. And they were like, I don't like that.
Literally.
And then nothing changed.
Literally, that was how the movie ended.
Yeah, the movie ended with them being like, okay, but just try to kill as least of people as possible.
Literally. I mean, I feel like the closest they came to having something to say was they were kind of like, you're not from our country. Well, Black Adam and the lady being like, you're not from our country, you don't get to come in and make decisions about what we do with our politics or whatever.
Yeah, I was like super excited for them to delve into that because the Justice Society came in to stop Black Adam when Black Adam was the one that was defending the country from the, what was it? The
fucking Intergang? Like, what the fuck kind of idiot name is that? But sorry, I'm moving on.
The militia that was controlling their country, and they were like, bruh, you haven't saved us for the past 27 years, and now this boy's coming in, and just because he's killing people, you're sending like 4 superheroes out to stop him.
Yeah.
Just like, no, fuck off, goodbye.
Literally, that was an interesting 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I was really hoping that they were going to go into that, and you know that the Justice Society was going to reflect on
right,
you know,
the error of their ways.
But no, nobody learned anything.
Nobody learned anything. They literally all just kind of gave up in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, another note, because, you know, literally, notes. 95% of this movie was action.
Yes.
5% was like something slow and reflective. Everything else was like hardcore things, melting, buildings falling, people punching. It was like, I need a breather.
Yeah. No, when like Black Adam first appeared in the scene in the tomb or whatever and then proceeded to take out all of this, I was like, wow, this violence is getting really fucking gratuitous. Yeah. And then it didn't stop the whole movie.
It just did not stop. As soon as when they're in the tomb, opening sequence, they're in the tomb, Black Adam appears. It was cool, there was action. I was like, okay, cool. We're setting up the movie.
Yeah.
We move out of the tomb. I was like, okay, what's happening now? More action is the answer. No. Then he just destroyed a whole army of people. Yeah. It was like, okay, we need to stop 5 minutes ago.
Why was the army even coming there? They didn't know that Black Adam was going to show up.
Literally.
As far as they were aware, there was 4 researchers. One of them was a mole.
Yeah.
That were coming to get a crown, and they'd already sent in like 8 armed people, 10 armed people.
Yeah.
Surely that would have been fine. But no, all of a sudden there's this giant army that they've called for whatever reason.
I mean, whose army even is it? Was it the bad dude, Ishmael, or was it the actual army? Was Ishmael and the Intergang working together?
I think Ishmael and Intergang were working together. I just don't understand.
That wasn't made very clear.
Why there was the army there in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, what were they doing there?
What were they doing there? I mean, that just really sums up the whole movie, doesn't it? What were they doing there? What was...
Yeah, the same thing when they were all trying to come up with a plan, and then Black Adam went off on his own.
Oh, my God.
And he, like, zoomed past all of this, like, security.
Oh, my God, this is so fucking funny.
Like, straight into this building and stuff like that, and he's destroying
God.
shit left, right, and center, and it's, like, a whole, like, 10-second
montage.
While the rest of his crewmates are up in the plane. Like, after he'd, like, Sonic flew for, like, a solid 10-second period. And then he's, like, at the main, like, boss fight or whatever, standing there. And then all of a sudden, everyone just shows up behind him.
Everyone just arrives.
And I'm just like...
How did they get there?
Where did they land? How
Where
did they get
come
in?
from? Where's the fucking plane?
How did this take, like, all of 5 seconds after he got there?
I'm getting past the point of confusion, and I'm now into, like, the acceptance stage of my grief where I'm like, wow.
How did he know English?
I know, right? I know. Okay, the only thing that I could think about this is because when he reverted... Oh, by the way, major ripoff off of Shazam.
Yeah.
It's, like, literally the exact same movie, just really dark and with way too much action. But when he, like, went back to his normal body... His teeny tiny body, which was also very funny. And he started speaking his native language. I was like, oh, maybe the Shazam man gives him the power to understand English or something. I don't know. That was the closest I got to unraveling that. I don't know, because
he was speaking his, like, native language up until the point when he was in the bedroom with the kid and he was like, move. Because I was like, oh, okay, so there's going to be this whole, like...
Language barrier?
Language barrier, or he's going to, like, put a translator on or something, or some like rudimentary English or something, but no, just straight off the bat, fluent, done.
It had so many plot holes that we physically cannot cover them all.
Cannot.
Like, oh God. Okay, so what are the things I hated? Characterization, terrible. Dialogue, horrific. Acting, oh my God, Pierce Brosnan, what the fuck?
Yeah, what were you doing, bud? In the Justice Society?
Oh my God.
The Justice Society needs you. They can't live without you.
Stop.
Oh my God.
And he's stupid. Like, as you said, what the fuck were his powers?
What were his powers?
What?
Prisms. That's the only way I can describe it.
He
Prisms.
was Doctor Strange, but bad.
But, like... Not entirely clear on what he does.
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Weird. The other characters, stupid. That's a lie. I kind of vibed with Cyclone.
Me too.
Her makeup, sexy.
Hot.
So hot.
Her whole vibe was hot.
Her whole vibe was hot.
I kind of feel like she got ripped off with the name Cyclone, though. I don't really feel like it's aptly descriptive of what she does.
That's really fair. I mean, honestly, all of the secondary characters in this movie were majorly ripped off. It was like, what? Half of them, it was kind of like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Adam Smasher just kept, like, towing the line of just becoming cringy.
Yeah, like, yes. Major ick vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And when they all kind of introduced this whole Justice Society thing, I was like, what the fuck is this movie about?
Yeah.
Like, why genuinely did it have, like, 5 different plots, you know?
But also...
None of them done well.
The whole movie could have happened without them.
So... True.
It just kind of like fleshed out the middle bit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It was... Have you seen that TikTok? You know that dude, and it's a dude and a wife, and they watch movies, and he, like, pauses the movie when he has something to shout about.
No. I
Okay, oh my God, they're fucking iconic. But recently they were watching 50 Shades of Grey. Ooh. The wife had seen it and she videos her husband as he like has these raw reactions. Anyway, and one point, I can't remember. Oh, that's a lie. It was the last movie when the helicopter crashes and then suddenly he just arrives back in the apartment.
Oh, yeah.
And the dude pauses the video and he's like, is this a movie or is it just a collection of thoughts? And that's what this film felt like.
Yeah. Because I was like thinking, I'm like, he could have had, it was hardly what I would call a realization, but more of a change from like true neutral to like, oh, maybe I should help these people out.
Literally.
With the lady.
Literally.
He didn't need the Justice Society to come in and just straight up do nothing.
He absolutely did not. They added nothing to the film. In fact, I actually think they were of a detriment to the film. Like, I think they made it worse.
I honestly think it would have been a lot more compelling without them in it.
I really think so too. Like, again, the closest the film came to being interesting was when they came in and we had started this interesting discussion about, you know, foreign bodies coming in, interfering with politics.
Like, oh yeah, cool. So we're going to get like real political about this. This will be fun. No.
But then they dropped that. So then it was kind of like, ew, get rid of them. Go back to the demon man. Like,
oh, demon daddy.
Demon daddy. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, iconic. Okay, Pierce Brosnan was shit, shockingly. Well, everyone was shit, but Pierce Brosnan
As I said before, I felt nothing towards any of the characters.
No, literally.
They tried to make like Pierce Brosnan's character's death.
Bro, the way they just drew that out. The way it cut between Pierce Brosnan saying one word, good, and then cuts to the other man, no!
Yeah.
Bye. Stop! Don't die!
And then it cuts to him having this whole conversation with Black Adam while he's in the prison. And then,
like,
you know, he breaks him out of his cell and all that shit, but he doesn't take his mask off.
I know. It was like, you've gone to all this effort and now he's going to drown in the ocean.
Yeah,
like,
right?
What?
I was like, okay, and now we'll see the prisms undo the mask. And it was like, no. And then he doesn't bother trying to take it off before jumping into a water, which had to have been like several hundred meters down.
Literally, as soon as he was out, I was like, he would have been crushed by the pressure by now.
Yeah.
And, and then he got halfway up and then he was clearly drowning. And it's like, well, now he's floated to the top.
Also, like, his breathing tube was
so deep.
Yeah, quite deep. Like, surely he hadn't been able to take in that much oxygen beforehand either.
No. Oh, my God.
And then he was shot and he was in the water and then he finally got the mask off. And I'm like, how did he summon the strength at that point in time?
Literally. Well, because he almost, like, died immediately after. So it's like the order of events doesn't make any sense here.
No.
Yeah, and then he floated to the top. And then he Shazam.
Which, you know, sure, whatever. People are filled with all sorts of gases and floats. But they're not, at that point, you're done. You're gone for. You're fucked.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah. What else? I feel like there were so many more things. Oh, my God. Okay, well, so the only reason I was vaguely excited about this movie was because I had heard a rumor that Henry Cavill was going to have a cameo as Superman. I was keen. Like, I didn't expect it to be, like, for him to be a main character or whatever. And I kind of was like, okay, it's probably going to be a post-credit scene, but I want more.
Yeah, or like at the end or something
like
that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, it happened. It did happen. He showed up.
He was there.
At the end of those collection of thoughts. And look, Henry Cavill, my man, one of the many loves of my life. I just, like, I get, you know, he's like, I'm going to come back as Superman. I'm going to make a statement. I just really feel like he should have asked for more.
Yeah, look.
Like, it was a scene.
It was a scene.
It existed.
I feel like maybe it wouldn't have been so bad if the film was better. I don't know.
Really fair.
Because I feel like we've seen those kind of post-credit scenes in like Marvel and stuff before where it's
really
been
true.
Like, I'm back and I'm here to stay.
Absolutely giving Harry Styles at the end of Eternals.
Fair.
It was that exact same vibe.
Yeah. But it was just
yeah.
it was just like, okay, cool, good to know.
Yeah. Well, as I said to Chelsea, it was like, okay, that 30 seconds absolutely did not make up for the other 2 hours of my life that I've just lost. Yeah.
We were just at the end of that movie, just laughing at every single thing that came on the screen.
And I felt a bit bad because I felt like we were the only ones in the cinema who were actively hating our time there. Like everyone else was just kind of like neutral, whereas we were like, please turn it off.
Stop. End our suffering.
Oh, God. So
at least it was like amusing me at the end.
So true. So
like,
true.
Wow.
So true. I kind of vibed with the soundtrack. I will say that. There were moments where it was like, this is popping off. Other times it was like, okay, tone it down a little. This is hurting my ears.
Yeah. Yeah, no complaints about the soundtrack.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson actually didn't do too terribly. I had some qualms going in about his acting.
Yeah.
And like, obviously he's not fucking Oscar worthy. But
no.
It wasn't bad.
No, but I think that he does Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just in every movie.
Yes.
Well, and I find all of his other movies enjoyable.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't do anything different.
No.
The plot of the rest of the movies makes up for that and just incorporates him into it probably.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like he's just branched a little bit too far with this one. And it didn't work.
So true. The amount of like frowning or like, I was like, oh, sweetie, maybe some new ones. Again, it's giving, oh, you're not going to get this reference, but it's giving Harry Styles in Don't Worry, Darling. It's like just like flat the whole time. It's like, not bad. You're doing fine, but maybe just a bit of up and down would have made the performance better.
There were like a couple humorous moments that I think he pulled off better than any of the other humorous moments that were attempted during the movie.
So fair.
But still, it was
not
the best. No.
Not good. No. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've exhausted like 95% of my complaints. Do you have any more? Because I'd be happy to keep shitting on the film if we have something specific.
I'm just trying to think. Like,
I know, right?
Oh, so much was just going through my head.
So much.
But it was just, it was a lot to...
It was a lot. I think, again, something Chelsea and I said, I can't even remember if we've spoken about it now, was that I was kind of like, and I think you kind of had the same sentiment, which was if we hadn't just seen Black Panther and it had been like in my opinion, one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Yeah. Like, would this have been as bad?
Yeah, that is what I wonder because, like we said, we had heard nothing about the film. And coming out of it, we were like, how have we not heard how terrible this film is? And everyone else in the cinema seemed to be okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of, aside from how constant the action was, I think I probably could have forgiven a lot of the story stuff because I would have just been like, oh, it's a superhero movie. They don't have nuance. They don't have stories.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, but they can. And they should.
Well, I mean, I feel like they used to.
They did. No, you're right.
They
That's
used to
true.
have nuance and,
so true.
you know,
Oh my
feelings
God.
and stuff.
The
but
Winter
it's just,
Soldier? Life-changing.
Yeah, it's just like aside from Black Panther, the rest of Phase 4, Marvel, almost anything that DC has produced has just kind of been at this same level of you just didn't try hard enough, guys.
It is.
I'm not sure what.
So true. It's so true. And I think why it's so disappointing is it's kind of like, oh, another money grab, you know? And I know that we all keep buying into it. I know we all keep spending our money and going to these superhero movies, but it's also kind of a bit like, well, give me something back here. Yeah. Like, this is a two-way street.
Yeah. But I don't understand how. Like, the source material is always great.
Yeah.
The actors are normally pretty good.
It's really true. It's really true.
But
I honestly,
it really, a lot of its downfall is normally plot and dialogue, and it's how have they not refined that
I know.
At this point.
It actually, I feel like something that I've noticed a lot. I can't believe we're getting deep. But something I noticed a lot in the last maybe 5 or so years. It's been happening for a while, but last 5 or so years I've noticed it a lot is I really feel like writers don't really care about either A, the source material, or B, their final product. And I don't know if that's because they're getting so much external pressure from studios or if they just can't find writers who want to be turning books into films or whatever. But if I think about the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, if I think about the 100, for example, or Black Adam today, or what was the other example I was just thinking of? It was something, I can't remember now. But it's kind of okay, the main consistent complaint across all of these things is the writers. It's the writing of this movie was not where you would expect it to be considering the source material. Oh, The Witcher. That was my other one. Yeah. Is apparently the writers, which we talked about in the last episode, the writers of The Witcher don't even like the source material. So it's why would you choose them then?
Why
are you there?
Surely you can find some absolutely nerdy fanfic writers that totally love the source material and just want to create a world from it.
It is so true. And maybe that's why it's been so noticeable in the last 5 or whatever years, is because if we turn to fic and you see people who do genuinely care about the source material, who are creating stories that are fucking top tier. Some of the fic I've read is better than Stephanie Meyer. But genuine published books or genuine movies. So it's we have that point of comparison now where we're okay, this bitch is doing it for free and they're doing it fucking well. You're getting paid how many millions of dollars and you made me sit through that shit for 2 hours?
Yeah, I don't know what is happening with this breakdown of whether maybe, I can't speak for the dialogue, but whether they're coming up with these elaborate plots and they're having to get parts cut out and it's becoming incoherent and a collection of thoughts instead of a continuous movie. But
that's actually a really very good point. That's probably pretty unfair of me to blame the writers when it's there's a lot of steps between
I'm not saying that the writers could just be bad. Surely you could. You've got to be able to work out a way to condense without cutting out important chunks of information.
It is really, really, really true because, again, I know you haven't seen Don't Worry, Darling, but for example, when Nick and I walked out of that movie, we were immediately okay, the main issue here is that we can tell that a solid 20 minutes was cut from this film and it absolutely completely destroyed the plot. Those 20 minutes that were cut made the movie almost incomprehensible. Yep. Whereas if you'd added that 20 minutes back in, it would have been a 9 out of 10 film, right? So it's where did that happen? At what point in the line did that happen? And Nick said that apparently Warner Brothers have been they don't want any movies going to cinemas this year that are longer than 2 hours or around that 2 hour mark.
Okay.
And it's
sure. I suppose you can't exactly tell how long something's going to take on paper.
You kind of can though, because 1 minute is usually 1 page. So it's kind of generally, that's a general rule. So if you're fucking 100 pages over, you can probably make a pretty solid guess that your movie's going to be too long. So it's cut it down from there.
Yeah. Because you'd want to get it at that stage so you're not just cutting out chunks but you can redistribute the information across other scenes of the movie.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Because what it ends up doing is it goes to editing, shit gets cut, then they have to go, oh, okay, well now we have to reshoot stuff, but that is always really messy, particularly if they have to reshoot large chunks of the film. And you can always tell in the final product, 95% of the time you can tell in the final product that they've had to do major editing and reshoots. And it's just cut out the middleman. Let's just condense the original script a bit. I don't know.
Look, all of this is true, but I can't say that it directly relates to Black Adam. I don't think that any much more information would have actually made this film any better.
That's true. That's really true.
As we said, I feel like cutting out the whole Justice Society.
Yeah.
Which every time I say it, I
know.
Cringe.
It is so what
it's giving the vibes of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, the Illuminati.
Oh my God, yes! It is. Wow. Wow. The connections you've just made.
Yeah.
Life-changing.
But also, I love how they came into this movie and expected us to know what the Justice Society was.
Bro, I have so many about 30 minutes into this movie, I was like, wow, I forgot this was supposed to be part of an extended universe.
Yeah.
Because I was like, am I supposed to have seen other films here? Like, have I missed something?
I genuinely don't think so, because I can't say that I've missed many DC films.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so either, but I was missing the context for so much. Well, it felt like I was missing the context. Did a second Shazam movie come out? Or is that not out yet?
I don't think so. I thought it was just the first Shazam movie.
There definitely is a second one.
Okay.
I absolutely have seen even trailers for it, but I don't know when it was supposed to come out.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what we missed.
I would really hope so, because otherwise, what?
I'm just gonna look it up
honestly,
here.
and Justice Society, it's so second-rate Justice
No.
League. It's like very obviously like what?
Yeah, just like the B-listers of the Justice League.
Literally,
They're not
the
a league,
B-listers.
they're a society.
Literally.
Also, Shazam 2023.
Oh, fuck.
So, no, that doesn't connect any dots for us.
Jesus, we tried so hard to save it for them. And it's fun. Did you see the Suicide Squad, so the one that just came out?
Yes, which I liked better than the original Suicide Squad.
I thought that was pretty
quite
good.
a substantial amount, yeah.
I thought it was a vibe. I was really sad when that really sexy dude died. You know,
A lot of people died.
the one with the great accent, and he was also in that show on Netflix, Carbon.
Yeah.
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon, yeah.
Yeah, when he died, I was sad.
Yeah.
That's very unrelated to what we're talking about here, but
No.
just like that movie was good, so I kind of was feeling a bit like.
I mean, maybe it was the Agent Waller cameo that's sending you
very,
there.
very, very true. Well, I think what I was kind of thinking was like that was decent. It was a decent action movie. So it's kind of like, well, how does it go from that to this in the space of no movies?
But also, like, what how many people do the wizards give this power? Is it just because he got sealed away that they were like, okay, well, now we have to give somebody else the power? But why didn't they just take it away or kill him if they gave him the power in the first place? It's
and I think
don't
what's
understand.
really as the movie was finishing, I was kind of like, do you know what DC really lacks that that Marvel has is a Kevin Feige. So there's a Kevin Feige in Marvel who understands the whole entire thing. He has got his fingers in every single fucking movie, making sure everything all aligns. DC does not. No. Well, I mean, they might have that, but if they do, he's doing a very bad job. And it really is making all of the films seem so disconnected. This was the first one where I was like, oh, they're all supposed to be one big thing. But, you know, because of the Shazam thing, I was like, oh, you know, this, you probably should have seen that to see this. But
yeah. Well, yeah.
They didn't pull it together very well.
I mean, I would say yes, but really you don't, because
Fair.
I
They
really
didn't
don't think that
explain
you
it.
gain any information. I mean, I haven't seen
No, it's
Shazam
true.
in a while.
That's true.
But all you really get is more backstory on the wizards.
Yeah, no, that's really true. And I think almost in a way is actually my point.
Yeah.
Where it's like this was a really good opportunity to make it feel like a wider universe. But in fact, we actually just have come out, I should say, feeling like we were missing context, which is apparently not even the case.
Yeah.
So,
But I do wonder if they're trying to do kind of what Marvel is doing and make standalone movies.
yeah, I mean,
But-
it must be, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but they just didn't pull it off.
No,
Because
they really,
it's so similar to Shazam that they really should have connected them a little bit better.
Yeah. Fuck me. Look. Yeah. God.
I mean, even if they had like a small cameo from like the main actor of Shazam or something like that.
He would have been fucking way cheaper than Henry Cavill. Just saying.
Just to like connect the two exact same universes and exact same powers.
Exact same fucking powers.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, even just like, Is this why he's got a black suit? Just because he went evil with the Shazam powers?
I would have preferred a movie on Cyclone. I mean, she sounded like she had some sort of tragic backstory that they.
I know.
She's just like. It's just like, oh, yeah, wow, I love those nanobots. And she's like, yeah, I got them injected into my bloodstream when I was 15 and I got kidnapped by an evil doctor. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
Are we not going to delve into that anymore?
Is that just sitting there?
But also same, just like trauma dumping on someone.
It was kind of funny because there was just like a really awkward silence and it was like, this is accurate.
Yeah.
That is what would happen. Oh, God.
Yeah, Adam Smash's character, though, was just, it did not hit the mark.
No, he didn't.
Like, I think they tried to go kind of like dumb and goofy, but it just went too far. And it's like, why is he here?
Absolutely. It was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure this dude is competent enough to be here. Which is what happens when you go too far with the comedy of it all. Absolutely. Well, I think it's the wrong type of comedy. Like, for example, one point he walked up and he was holding a gigantic bucket of chicken wings. And I was like, okay, that's cool, I guess, whatever. I can vibe with that. But then Pierce Brosnan makes it disappear. And then they have this
with
whole
his
like
prism magic.
I know. And it's kind of a bit like, oh, this was like 2 minutes too long on this bit. Like, let's just move on, you know, just have him munching chicken wings in the background.
I honestly think it would have been funnier if he just continued to munch chicken wings in the background.
Literally, and waved it around as he's trying to make a point or something.
Like M'Baku, who was just munching on that fucking stick of meat or whatever he brought in. And then at the end, he does that one big bite. That was funny.
It was funny. God.
This was not funny.
This was not funny. Speaking of M'Baku, we went to a cinema that has themed menu items and we got M'Baku balls.
Delicious.
Best part of the whole movie. They were delicious. They were so good. They had cheese in the middle. Oh, wait, they were arancini balls for context. They were delish. They were delish. How was your cocktail?
It was all right, yeah.
Oh, just all right?
Yeah, just all right. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sad. $18 fucking dollars. You'd hope it was better than all right.
I mean, at least it wasn't, like, if it was really good, then I would have drunk it all in the one go.
That's
at least
fair.
I could, like, pace it out over the movie.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Well, we went for 20 minutes longer than I asked of you.
Yeah, whoops, sorry.
I mean, I vibe with this. Sorry to Nicholas, who is
sorry,
going to...
Nicholas.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just going to have to deal with this.
We'll sit you down and make you watch it one time.
Oh, it's just like... It's like Moonfall. Moonfall was worse. What am I even saying?
Moonfall was worse.
Moonfall was worse.
Moonfall was definitely worse. Moonfall is straight up just one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Genuine, and not even a good bad.
No.
Like, it was like...
Like, this was bordering on a good bad.
Yeah, I would even go so far as to say it was charming, not charming. It committed... to being what it was enough that I'm like, yeah, I might watch it again.
Yeah.
You know?
And I feel like the fact that although we were done with it, we were still kind of like laughing at all the weird things that they did right at the end is a good indicator of good bad.
That's really, really true.
But
it's really true.
Still.
We weren't like storming out of the cinema.
No.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, and on that note,
yes,
we shall wrap up. Thank you very much, Chelsea, for being my guest.
How many stars out of 10?
Fuck. Out of 10?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fine, out of 5.
No, out of 10, 4.5.
4.5. I'm going to give it like a solid 4.
3.5. Oh, 3.5. Iconic. Wait. For scale, for reference, so I know, what would you give the 50 Shades series?
Oh, see, that's hard because, like...
It's a good bad. They're enjoyable.
It's a good bad.
It's a good time.
Like, 9 out of 10 enjoyable. Okay, that's probably a bit far. Like 8 out of 10 enjoyable.
Okay, fair. Yep, similar.
But, like, as films,
yep,
probably similar to like
okay, cool.
Like a 4.
All right, sweet. All right, so we're on the same page.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely, I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yep.
Okay, well, on that note then, thank you very much, Chelsea, for being my guest on this amazing 30-minute wild ride. Literally a deep dive. Fuck me. All right, thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, bye.